Hello, insiders. Today we have a very, very special guest joining us today. She has recently graduated from our flagship program called LMA, and she will be sharing a little bit about her experience on this beautiful LMA journey. And before we begin, I just wanted to say that it's an absolutely a pleasure to meet you today and have today sharing your beautiful smile and beautiful energy. So with that said, let's just start with your first name and where you're currently based.
My name is Rebecca and I live in Sarasota, but today I'm actually in Miami visiting my mom.
Oh, beautiful. Sounds amazing. So I'll take you back a little bit to a very beginning. So what would you say was the biggest problem you were facing prior to joining LMA?
Definitely my sense of self-worth and believing in myself. And
Mm,
I knew that there was potential of me overcoming that, but I didn't know how.
yeah. And how was that impacting your life? How did it make you feel? Did you notice any side effects of
Oh,
that and which was impacting you?
for sure. I would miss out on a lot of opportunities that I think that if I had taken, I would be in a very different spot today.
Mm.
And so the regret of that was what forced me to kind of push myself to do LMA.
Yeah, amazing. So you ended up on board LMA, but was there anything that could have prevented you from joining LMA? For instance, some people say, oh, maybe it's a scam or maybe the reviews are too good. Was there anything that maybe was of concern or something that would have prevented you from joining us?
I think the financials would have been the main thing, but I just kind of was like, I'll ask for forgiveness instead of permission. So I kind of did what I had to do to join in. But as far as wanting to join, I just could sense there was something about it, and I was like, they worst comes to worst, it'll be just something else that I could absorb as an experience and then just go from there. But I did not expect the level of I don't even know, like just development that I would have on here. So I'm really glad I took a chance.
I'm happy you trusted that feeling. That's very, very important.
Yeah.
So, what would you
Yeah.
say surprised you the most or made you the happiest about experiencing the LMA program?
Honestly, it was the way that Tim can get across a message with both tough love, compassion, and then the stories that kind of tie the lessons together. It was completely different to anything else that I have ever experienced. And I've tried a lot of stuff online because obviously people like me who know there's a problem and we try to fix it somehow. We don't know quite exactly where to go.
Mm.
But just from the live master or the mastermind class, I guess that Tim had like for people to sign up, I was like, this feels different. This is not something typical. And so that's kind of why I was like, I really want to do this.
Yeah, yeah. So you
Mhm,
have gone through all the 6 weeks of LMA. Looking back, what would you
mhm.
say was maybe the deepest memory for you or the deepest experience that you've had on board LMA?
Oh, there were many. I'm kind of an emotional person, so every time there was a breakthrough, I would just like cry. But I think it was, I think it was week two, where like basically the message of that module was, your limiting beliefs are not yours.
Yeah.
It was basically like your parents and everybody, everything and everybody that you grew up around. And so I don't know I mean, it's common sense, but for whatever reason, that module it clicked for me, and it was like when you shift a car and you shift gears in a car, it was like my brain understood it and my soul felt it immediately, and so it was like a oh moment. And then I realized that I didn't really know myself. So now from that moment on, it was like, okay, now I want to get to know myself and just peel off those layers of things that people had put on me without me knowing.
Absolutely. So on that note, then, what would you say was the biggest benefit that you have experienced on board LMA?
I would say the inner confidence. because I used to be somebody with a very pessimistic view of life, and the fact that whether I have a good day or a bad day, I still value myself as a human being, and I still have confidence that whatever I'm trying to achieve will be achieved. It's just I haven't found the right way for whatever reason. It's a game changer completely, because now I don't waste as much time feeling sorry for myself or beating myself down. It's more like, how do I accomplish the goal? And that has just been so nice. Because as a stay at home mom, my sense of self worth was like
Mm,
down here. And so
yeah.
now I'm like, okay, what can I do with the skills I do have, with the time? Well, with the toddler, it's a little hard, but with the time that I do have, like, how can I make something of myself to where I feel proud and fulfilled? And it's amazing.
Beautiful. And I can see that in your glow, like you just glowing. Amazing. So, what would you say, maybe if you remember specifically, what was the biggest breakthrough that you had? Or not necessarily breakthrough, but like the biggest aha moment from when you felt like a lot has shifted after that?
Hmm. I think, well, like I said, the whole limiting belief thing was
Mhm.
definitely a big one, but the other one was that we have to take radical responsibility for ourselves, and for good or bad, we still allowed things to happen. So that was some tough love. But then when it shifted also to, we need to be the directors of our own movie, being somebody who's an empath, a highly sensitive person, and somebody who is very much, I live by my emotions, it's very hard to detach myself.
Mm.
So thinking of myself as a director immediately pulls me back from any situation, and I'm like, oh, okay, my feelings are over there. Let's analyze the situation. What do I do from here? Actually allows my analytical mind to wake up. And so doing that, I feel like I've maneuvered a lot of very, very tough situations since starting LMA. And it's just, I don't know. I feel like I was given like a secret key to open this magical door where, things can be resolved a
Yeah.
lot easier. So yeah, that would probably be one of the biggest ones.
Oh, thank you so much for sharing that. So, on that note, then, what would you say has exceeded your expectations since working with us?
Oh, definitely Tim's energy. I can't believe how much time and dedication he puts into teaching a bunch of strangers online. But also, he it's like having a big brother, like a father figure, a mentor, like all in one.
Mhm.
And just having the knowledge that whether he's being like, if I'm watching a recording of him or if I'm watching him live, I can ask a question and either he or his team will actually answer me. It feels very like personal, even though it's all online. I think that that was amazing. And for people like me who feel very much alone and isolated, mm, even before COVID,
Mhm.
that was awesome for me to have a community where I can just go online on Facebook to the LMA group and be like, "Hey guys, I need help," and
Yeah.
hundreds of people will come in and support. So I think that that was what made me stay around, because other programs haven't really
Mhm.
achieved that kind of camaraderie.
Yeah. Oh, I'm happy to hear that. LMA family, we're there for one another, aren't we? In the most
Yeah.
unconditional way. So, for those people that are currently watching and they're still on the fence whether to join LMA or not join, what would you give as an advice for those people that are still not sure at the moment?
Hmm. I would say that you have to choose your pain. You will never be pain free. So, are you going to live with the pain of all of the negativity that's currently in your life, or are you going to live with the pain of actually breaking through, getting through to yourself, learning who you actually are? You will cry, you will be mad, you will be confused with LMA, but if you push through, you will discover sides of yourself that you didn't even know existed. So, it's like I'm getting goosebumps right now.
Yeah.
It's you will never live pain free, but when you choose your pain, it's like you can live with it. Like you can, because you made that choice, you feel in control. And
Mm.
that just in and of itself, whether you're in week 1 or week 6, graduated, it's very powerful.